Oh, okay. We started? Yes, we are. Okay, Arlen, can you please tell me about how the first motorcycle came about? How did we get the connection to be able to deliver that motorcycle?
Sure, I'd be happy to. So I served 17 years in Guatemala. So this is how the story was told to me. I wasn't there at the time. But Ed McGrath, he was a board member of Missionary Ventures. He was on a mission trip to Guatemala, and he was with David Beam, who was one of the founding missionaries of Missionary Ventures within Guatemala. And he mentioned the need that a local pastor had for transportation, because he was riding his bicycle and borrowing rides to go to supervise these churches. And he said, if we could get this guy a motorcycle, Ed, it would just so accelerate the work that he's doing, and he could do so much more and go so much further. And I know that you're interested in motorcycles. Is there any chance that you could help us with buy a motorcycle? And Ed, being a faithful Christian leader, said, David, I will take that question home and I'll pray about it. And if the Holy Spirit gives me an answer, I'll call you up. So he went back to Florida, and a couple of months later, Ed was also part of CMA, so he's at a motorcycle rally with Herbie Shreve. And the way I heard it, they're sitting around the fire, and Ed turns to Herbie and said, Herbie, I got a request from Guatemala. He told him the story about the Guatemalan pastor in need of a motorcycle. And he said, CMA, you're all about Christians and ministry and motorcycles. Is there any chance CMA would be interested in helping us buy a motorcycle for this guy? And Herbie, of course, being a faithful Christian leader, said, Ed, I'll pray about that. And if God gives me an answer, I'll call you up. So Herbie's on the way home from that rally, traveling from Florida back to Arkansas. And God gave him a vision to do a motorcycle event, to have a run that summer, and to call it Run for the Sun, SOS. And so they had the event. We got a call at Missionary Ventures, and to our great astonishment, they didn't buy one motorcycle. They gave us $40,000 for 20 motorcycles. And so that year we went back, and a group came back, a couple of the leaders from CMA and a couple from Missionary Ventures went back to Guatemala, and we bought 20 motorcycles. And of those 20, Tomas was one of the 20, one of that first group of 20. It's his motorcycle that was dubbed RFS 1. He was part of that first group of 20. And Tomas was somebody that we had a long time relationship with in Guatemala. That's another whole story that I can tell you. I won't go into that. But that's the story. That's where it all began in 1987.
Wow. Thank you so much. I sure appreciate that, Arlen.
You are welcome, Hazel.
All right.